Shitim Shuri. It is Friday. Weekend market review. Instead of doing it on Saturday like I normally do, since the market is closed today, I have some free time right now. Might as well bang it out. And then I can enjoy my Saturday and Sunday without dealing with this nonsense, right? Alright, real quick, let's jump to BTC. Not much of anything's going on. Nothing worth getting too excited. Not too low to buy, not too high to sell. That's gonna be a very common theme for the next 40 minutes or so. I didn't see a whole lot of things that were worth buying this past week, and not much worth selling or trimming. I did trim a little bit here and there, but overall it is just that kind of market that we have. Okay, nothing to be too excited, right? Nothing too excited. So BTC, nothing to do there. So let's take a look at the MicroStrategy to see what's going on there. Would I trim at the 100 MA right now? It is flatlining into the 327 area. I have a trim order at 342. Okay, that's the area right here and right here. You can play Q and do 343 or higher, but I have a trim order at 342. I'm gonna put in an alert so that I know if it crosses 61.8 again to do some kind of put spread below, just like it did here on this crazy day here. Easy to sell put spread at 220 and below. So for now, that's it as far as Bitcoin is concerned. All right, let's jump to TLT. Not a whole lot of thing to talk about. It is basically where it was last Friday. Not much, a whole lot of nothing to do. Okay, a whole lot of nothing to do. All right, so let's jump to the major indices. DR. Yeah, it's just one of those weeks where you basically back where we were last week, right? It's a whole lot of nothing. Nothing to be too excited. Nothing to be fearful. Same thing with SPY. Yeah, I should extend these things here. Yeah, because that's last Friday was a big reversal day, right? And guess what? For the rest of the week, last Thursday was a big reversal day, and then Friday, my bad, Wednesday, I keep getting the day wrong. Wednesday was a big reversal. Since then, the market has basically not got over it, right? Especially the SPY, QQQ, it may have. Let me take a look. QQQ, no, same thing. Okay. Since then, since that big reversal, guess what? Not a whole lot. Okay. Not a whole lot. Nothing to talk about really. IWM, same thing, right? Less volatile, but at the end of the day, it is lower than the big reversal day. So that big reversal, if you got out, if you're able to sell some, good on you. If you didn't and you buy into it and got stuck with some stuff, then I don't know what to tell you. All right, as far as Max 7, Netflix, decent earning. Stock did pop. I would say if you have it, if it popped pre-market on Monday, it'd be wise to trim a little bit, right? It's always pop in after hour or pre-market is a good time to trim some. Is it a surprise that Netflix has good number? No, not really. It is the king of streamers, right? So, and it is a fairly safe play when it comes down to bad economy, right? I mean, if Netflix, if there's a lot of things that people will cut before they cut Netflix. I have Netflix. I'm cheap. I pay for the service that have the ads because I changed before that. Prior to last month, I had free Netflix for so many years because of the T-Mobile package. They give you free. They gave me free Netflix. I switched to AT&T a couple weeks ago before the end of March, and I save $60, but part of that saving $60 I lose my Netflix. So to flip that, I pay $10 for the bundle of Netflix and Max HBO with ads on both services for $10. A great deal, cannot complain. So net save $50 and get 3 new phones. Who would say no to that? And gain HBO. Even with the ads, it's not a big deal. I can survive 30 seconds of ads before a TV show. Okay. So Netflix. Okay. Tesla. Do I need to repeat? Not low enough to buy, not high enough to sell. Meta. Ugly. I had 3 put spread expiry yesterday, so thank you. I did sell 1 yesterday, way below. It was like 440, something down here. Yeah. Is Meta worth more breaking up? The answer is yes. Now, would I buy share? I might buy share down here. Okay, so I'm gonna put in an alert. Earning is next week. I believe it is Wednesday or Thursday. Same thing with Google. Okay, so I would definitely put an alert later. Google, same thing. Is Google worth more breaking up? Absolutely. I would love to buy Google and own YouTube and ditch the search engine. Okay, I would, if this is a big hypothetical, if Meta got forced to break up, what portion of Meta would I keep? Instagram. The rest I would ditch. If Google is to break up, what portion would I keep or want to keep? YouTube. Ditch the rest. I don't care for search. Even though search is the bread and butter, the growth has been on YouTube. That's the growth engine, okay? For me, I could be wrong. You can disagree, but I actually want both Meta and Google to get break up so that I can own the better piece. Would I sell put spread down here with earning looming? I would be patient. I think earning will be good. I don't see is the ads money less because of the political campaign and election cycle is over? That portion of the ads, of course, go away, right? But I have been I go on YouTube daily, and the amount of ads are insane, and I can't skip them. Okay, and they are making hand over fist with so many ads on YouTube. It's insane. So I don't think there will be a slowdown that I normally would predict because the election cycle is over. But we will see. But I'm not bearish on them. I just don't want to take a risk of owning them. And even sometimes when they have good earnings, they do sell off even with good earnings because you know how Meta play, right? Meta talk about every time Meta have earning, and if they mention they're going to spend billions on the metaverse, the stock tank. And I do expect them to say the same thing again. YouTube, Google, if they talk about, I'm not sure what they can say that will tank the stock, but the market will find a reason. So I'm not keen on taking position in any of the Max 7 before earning. They're all looking attractive to some extent. It's like Amazon. Look at Amazon. Yeah, I like Amazon. I would sell put spread down here below the ref low, I would. But with earnings coming up, it's dicey. Okay, if there is one that I am concerned more than Google or Meta, it is Amazon, because the consumer, if the consumer pull back on buying nonsense, then Amazon can get hurt. Okay, so that's one. So no rush to get into any of the Max 7. Apple, same thing. I think the number is gonna be not good. That's just my hunch. So no need to jump ahead. Okay, no need to if anything, I would rather sit on my hand and miss, just like I missed Netflix yesterday. It's okay. It's all right. Apple, no. Amazon, no. Tesla, no. Like I said, there's nothing. Microsoft, I would say Google, Meta, I like, and I would put Microsoft as my number 3. If I had to rank the top 3 Max 7 that I like to own. Of course, Netflix, okay, but Netflix is so expensive that it's hard for me to swallow buying Netflix at $1,000. But as for a cheap Max 7, I like Microsoft here. But once again, with earnings coming up, I don't want to risk put my neck on the chopping block. So my least favorite of all Max 7, Nvidia. It gapped below my my stop, so couldn't sell, unfortunately, which happened. It has happened quite a few times with Nvidia as far as the gap below the stop. So it happened right here. I believe I was raising stop, right? I was raising stop thinking, oh, the 100 is a good spot to put my stop, and then boom, suckers. And I did trim. Subsequently I did trim on this move back up here, so I'm not complaining that I was able to get out basically where the stop would have been. But yeah, I'm not. There's nothing to be excited about Nvidia. Let's take a look at some big tech now that we're done with the Max 7. IBM, nothing to be excited there. Adobe, low, but the good thing about Adobe is earnings already passed it. Okay, so it's one of those weird non-regular quarterly that it has, instead of like the end in March, June, September, December, it end at a different month. So their quarter report was March already, so we don't have to worry about earning until June, mid-June. But nah, no thanks. I mean, it's worth selling put spread below 320 on a dump, but nah. CRM, Not too excited about it, but if it come into the gray zone like it did here, it might be worth buying a few shares, selling some put spread down here in the 210, right? But yeah, it's not looking good for a lot of big tech. Let's take a look at Cisco, something that it has come down to earth, and it look a lot like the QQQ as far as its action. Nah, no thanks. I don't see a need to buy Cisco. Would I buy Cisco down here in the 50? At 50? Yeah. Anything above that? Nah, no thanks. All right, let's take a look at Big Pharma. AbbVie earnings coming up. I have been selling put spread down here for quite some time with good success. I don't have any share. Would I buy the share at 167 and a half? Yes. Would I sell put spread down here? Yeah. So yeah, to me, AbbVie is worth buying for sure. If it comes down to 160, heck yeah, heck yes, heck yes. Okay, so to me, anything between 167.5 and 160, give me. And if I take, if it comes down to even like the 153, yeah. JSK, not high enough to sell and not low enough to buy. Eli Lilly got the good news on the pills, popped right to resistance. If you have it, hopefully you trim. I have nothing there, none, out. So nice move there. I did add a little bit of Alnilam, a little bit. After all, I did sell up here. Okay, I sold out Alnilam on this big move here, and I have started to accumulate small. Would I go big if that alert go off? Yeah. So right now it's a very tiny position, but yeah, I wouldn't mind. Orgenex. Where would I buy? If I see the 5, if 61.8, no brainer. Okay, if it comes down to 61.8, yes. Okay, this company is printing money. It is making great profit with its drug. A clear winner. Look at this thing. Losing big, right? It was losing 3, 4. And then things start to turn around the last 3 quarters. That's what happened when you have a good drug that was approved. Approval is nice. Nobody's gonna say approval is not nice. But approval on a drug that have big acceptance by the market, and the company going from losing money into making, yeah, that's winning. You're going from making nothing 4 quarters ago into making, yeah, big bucks. That's the one. Okay, that's the one. MDGL, Madrigal. Would I buy at the 200? Yeah, I got my alert set up right here. I have a buy order right there as well at 289. So if that trigger, if this alert go off at 290, then I will take a look to see if it's getting close to my buy order. But yeah, I like this one too. Not as much as Orgenex. All right, let's move to banks. A whole lot of nothing. Okay. Earning, yeah, it's basically haven't gone much since earnings. So, nah, no thanks. The one I want, Visa. Yeah, it ran up. If it come back down to the 200, yes, I have 2 alerts set here. Okay, if this break, then maybe the put spread. But the 200, no brainer. The 200 is lining up nicely with this, the fib, everything. Yeah, it's me want 200. AXP. Same thing here. Earning decent. As great as they're earning, all these things they all have very good earning in financial, from Bank of America to Morgan Stanley to Goldman Sachs to American Express to Wells Fargo. Good earning. Guidance, not terrible. Kind of tame. That's the best word I can say. Guidance was tame. But as you can see, most of them are below the big pop of last Wednesday. Yeah, so nothing to be too excited, okay? KRE, I sold cover call the last 2 weeks. I sold some more cover call, this time at 53, okay? I was doing 52 cover calls the prior 2 weeks. The share was assigned at 50 and below, okay? So if you add in the 3 cover calls along with the assigned premium, my cost basis is below 48. It's 47 something. So looking good. No complaint here. Sitting on a 10% gainer. If right now it's more like 8%. So, but if it get to 53, yeah, giddy up. I take it. Let's see what else. JPM, below earning pop, so below last Wednesday big pop. Like I said, it's nothing here. Okay, they all look the same, right? Look at all the chart of all the financial. They all look the same. They all had not just financial, many stock, big tech, the same thing. You get this big reversal, and they all have trade below that. So yeah, whatever. All right, move quickly into energy. USO coming off the low. I would love to see this thing get up in the mid 70s so I can short again. Heck, I'll be rooting for this thing to get up to the 78. Bring it. Bring the stupid. Bring the stupid. Please bring the stupid, so that I can do another a couple of bear spread again. Do it. Insane. CBX, yeah, it is where it should be. Okay, yeah, that was probably the 2 better short spread I did up here. And yeah, unfortunately my bear spread maxed out the gain down here at the one, so I would not have benefit. Okay, that's the thing. When you do a bear spread, instead of buying an outright put, it doesn't matter if mine expire next week. It doesn't matter because it's already below. Okay, it's already below. Mine was 167, 157, and then 165, 155. So both of my bear spread is way up here. It was, yeah, it's doesn't matter. I would not make another nickel if it goes to 0. XOM, yeah. Oxy, Halliburton, I like. Okay. MDU, I like. Okay, so Halliburton and MDU are the 2 that I like. All right, let's close this on gold. I trim, set my stop. So far I trim 20% between trimming and getting stop on some share at 303.8 I'm 20% out. I would buy back 10% here, 10% here, and then add to the position down here. I'm still bullish long term. Okay? Intermediate term, bullish. Short term, not bullish. Short term, we can see potential pullback. How much? How big? We will find out. Depend on how much, how big, then I will redraw the fib. Okay, so for now I'm leaving the fib where it is. It double, see the fib extension that I had, I drew this way back somewhere when the stock was up here. When the stock was up here, I believe I did this and I say, okay, let's do a fib extension. And sure enough, it got there. So we'll see. I don't know how much more it can go before a pullback, especially on a gap up. Yeah, it's asking a lot. Asking a lot. JDX. I already got cover. I got cover calls that took away last week. I sold a couple spread naked puts. On the pullback, I would buy at the gap fill. Okay, I'm gonna put in an alert right here so that I know it's breaking down again. It has been a great trade. Okay, buying GDX on this pullback here has been a sweet run. 25% run. My goodness. Mid 30s to 50s. Come on, right? Come on. Love it. But now I think it short term. I think it's topping out. Okay, short term. I'm not. If anything, I'm probably more bearish in GDX more than say silver. Silver, I still like. I wouldn't buy it here, but I like. Would I buy silver at the gap fill? Yeah. I'm gonna put an alert right here. So if that trigger, I know it is at the bottom of the gap fill / 100 MA. Get myself ready to buy at the gap fill. In about a week or two, the 200 MA is going to rise into that 28.4 spot. I have a alert set here at the gap fill to trim. So would I add to silver? Perhaps. If it pull back hard into the gap fill, would I trim my silver if it fill the gap on top? The answer is yes. Would I trim at the 52-week high? Yes. Yes to all of that. Okay? Yes to all of that. But let's do this. Let's do a fib before I call it the day. There you go. There's your fib. And can you see that the 38.2 fib is lining up neatly with, so that point right there at 28.7 is a really good spot to buy the dip if you really want to buy the dip and eager to buy instead of waiting to the gap fill. But I like it, right? I like it. I like silver. I like silver right now more than gold and more than GDX. GDX is the least that I like, okay? Even though gold is near the 52-week high, but I'd rather hold on to gold than hold on to GDX. That's it. Have a wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend.